Hi everybody, I'm Bill Whittle and this is The Firewall. Well, the latest installation in the progressive outrage machinery is the horrible, unconscionable, typically racist, homophobic, woman-hating Nazi oppression of transgendered people in North Carolina. And it appears that this horrible, disgraceful bigotry is spreading to other states filled with knuckle-dragging troglodytes like Texas. Now, at issue is the question of whether or not transsexuals should be entitled to their own bathrooms. Now, of course, we're dealing with the left here, so that's not actually the issue. The real issue is very simple. If America is morally healthy, basically decent, and fundamentally fair, what do you need the left for? So America can't be any of these things. And so in order to stay in business and keep taking other people's hard-earned money, the progressives need to keep manufacturing and selling the one product that they actually do know how to make and sell, and that product is injustice. Now, unfortunately for the progressive crybabies, most of the actual injustice in America is long gone. We reached peak injustice no later than the 1960s. Since our supplies of crude injustice are almost exhausted, the social justice warriors have invented a form of synthetic injustice to help keep the outrage machinery well lubricated. So let's get to the heart of this latest synthetic injustice and see where the actual harm is. The vast, overwhelming, enormous majority of women do not feel comfortable with men in their ladies' room, and the vast, overwhelming, enormous majority of men do not like being forced by a king in Washington to have other men with smartphones in the stall next to their mothers, wives, and daughters. Now, a common red herring used by these progressive control freaks is that Americans are showing their ignorance and prejudice by assuming that transgendered people are moral degenerates that are going to be peeking over or under the stalls. That's not the problem, and everybody knows it's not the problem. The problem is that voyeurs, pedophiles, and garden variety creeps will hang out in women's bathrooms, and all they have to say in order to justify it is they identify as a woman. And if that makes you angry or uncomfortable, well, then you're a bigot. Progressives claim that transgendered people are being discriminated against by not being able to go to the bathroom of their choice. What no one is saying is the obvious truth, namely, post-operative transgendered men, let's say, walk into ladies' restrooms all the time and virtually no one notices because virtually no one can tell. The same is true for most of the pre-op individuals on hormone therapy. So where's the actual harm? Where's the injustice big enough to discomfort, 90%, 95%, 99% of the actual public? Recently, over 200 students walked out of a Hillsborough high school to protest this individual, Lila Perry, who insisted on using the girls' locker room during gym class.
And they are claiming that they're uncomfortable. I don't believe for a second they are. I think this is pure and simple bigotry.
So, the President of the United States and the U.S. Justice Department placed the comfort of this one individual above the comfort of everyone else in the school. So needless to say, the school bends over backwards to accommodate this one individual at the expense of everyone else. They gave him or her exactly what the president has dictated to the entire nation, namely a gender-neutral restroom. Problem solved. Only Lila Perry turned the transgendered bathroom down.
I didn't want to be in the gender-neutral bathroom. I am a girl. I shouldn't have to be pushed away and just off to another bathroom.
So, there it is. This has nothing to do with discrimination. This is all about control. Y chromosome individual, yes, we're reduced to using terms like this now, asserts that he's a woman. That's his business, and I don't care. But when he demands that I and the rest of the country not only tolerates, not only accepts, but in fact demands that I share this fantasy, and in doing so we open a door to all kinds of abuse and actual danger, well, now I do care. So why is the left in general, and Obama in particular, pushing so hard on an issue this unpopular? Can't they just gin up some synthetic injustice somewhere else? Well, they can, but this is more important. Because this is not about gender-neutral bathrooms. This is about whether or not the iron triangle of progressive Democrats in Washington, progressive news organs in New York, and progressive storytellers in Hollywood can force the American people to give up the one thing that allows a democracy to function in the first place, and that is majority rule. If the majority rules, the left can be put out of power after people have had enough of their catastrophes, but if they can convince us out of our own sense of fairness and decency that the most marginalized, the most dispossessed, the most vocal micro-minorities trump the wishes of the entire majority, every time, then the entire idea of democracy will be dead, and they will have what the progressives have always dreamed about, and that is to be in charge of everything forever. We need your help to keep these messages coming. If you want to help us make a difference, please go to BillWhittle.com and become a member.